We got Indiana at 1, finishing 13-0. Notre Dame finishing 12-0. Texas at 12-1. Miami at 12-1. So these 4 teams will be the 4 teams that are going to get a bye. Then we have Oregon at 5th at 11-2. Texas Tech coming in from the Big 12 winners. They are going to get the 6th seed because they are 12-1. Ole Miss is going to lose to Texas in the SEC championship game. That's why they're 10-3, and that's why they're the 7th seed. Ohio State 10-2 misses the Big Ten championship game. Big Ten championship game is Indiana versus Oregon. Indiana clearly wins at a 13-0 record. Number 9, Georgia 10-2 misses the SEC championship game. Surprise, surprise, of my top 12, South Carolina. They were a hot team last year. I feel like a lot of people kind of fell off on them. I'm taking a chance because why not? This is fun. It's prediction season, and this is going to change, and this isn't going to be right, but we can have a little fun with it. And then number 11, LSU, Lane Kiffin. I mean, we gotta have Lane, right? So they're 11, and then Boise State are a group of 5 or group of whatever it is now, coming in at our 12 seed. So let's pull it up. Let's look at what our bracket actually looks like. So here's our first round. So 12, Boise State goes on the road to play Oregon. We got Oregon winning. Number 9 seed, Georgia, goes on the road to Ohio State. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to see this game? We got Ohio State winning. And by the way, this Boise State-Oregon game, that's a rematch from the first game for both of these teams this season. Third matchup, 11-6, will be LSU going to Texas Tech. And we have LSU winning that one. And then we have South Carolina versus Ole Miss. And we have Ole Miss coming out on top. I am a Trinidad Chambliss fan. Now, one thing I must say, because I don't like this, how college football handles this. They do the home game for the first round, but then the second round of games, they start playing them all at neutral sites. So it's almost a disadvantage to the top 4 seeds. You get a bye. Cool. That's awesome. That's great. But the bye hasn't really been all that great for teams recently since we've started this format. So I think that we need one more round of home games. Because listen to these games that we could potentially have here. Oregon goes to Miami. When does that ever happen? When do the Ducks ever go to the Ducks? Never. West Coast, East Coast, like all the way. Like, come on. Oregon by Miami, that'd be such a fun game. Ohio State at Indiana for the second time this year. Indiana beat them the first time, obviously, because Indiana undefeated at this point. But, that would be so great. LSU at Texas. I mean, Lane Kiffin going to, what is it? It's at Arlington. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Going to Texas. Playing friggin' Manning and the boy down there who only got, what did we say? One loss, something like that at this point. SEC champ. Whew. And then Ole Miss going to Notre Dame. You got arguably the most exciting player in college football in Trinidad Chambliss going on the road to play Notre Dame, who is arguably the most well-rounded team in the nation this year. So I just think that just those matchups would just be the atmosphere that those home stadiums would just be electric. It makes so much sense that you should do that. It makes sense for you to send them to these neutral sites and make a lot of money off of it, but it makes a lot more sense for the fans and for the athletes and for the students of the stadium and the people that support throughout the entire season and that go to these games every single game, year in and year out, week in, week out, that they get a chance to watch a playoff game and not just be like, oh, our team got a bye, cool. No, put it back in the stadium. You're going to make plenty of money. Everybody makes plenty of money. It's college football. put it back into the stadium. All right, let's get into these picks. You can see them already, so we'll get through them. Miami beats Oregon. Now, I like Oregon. Don't get me wrong. I think Oregon's got one of the best teams in the nation. Their defense is going to be one of the best defenses in the nation. Quarterback. Good. Great. We'll see. But under pressure, defensive line, up the middle, we struggle a little bit. So I think Miami, I don't think they're going to fall off too far as their pass rush, their defense. Yeah, it was elite last year and stuff, but they're going to dominate the line of scrimmage play again this season. They are easily one of the top teams as far as talent-wise, NFL draft prospects, all that sort of stuff. So it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a hard-fought game, but I got the U winning against Oregon. Next game, Ohio State, Indiana. Like I said, it's the rematch that's already happened this season. Ohio State went to Indiana. I forget exactly what week it is, but Ohio State lost how I picked it. So I have this happening, a rematch. Well, and we all know how Ohio State fares in the playoffs. When they don't win the Big Ten, they're pretty good. They're hard to beat. So, neutral site, not at Indiana. Ohio State's going to win this game. LSU, Texas. This is going to be a fun one. I think this one this should be a really exciting game. I'm going to go with Texas. I just feel like Manning's going to, he kind of found his groove towards the end of last season. And I'm thinking that's just going to carry over this season. I don't know if he's going to win a Heisman. He might. Not too worried about that. But knowing the Mannings, they like winning. They like winning. They don't necessarily care about individual rewards and all that kind of stuff. They want to win. And so if he's anything like Peyton or Eli, then he's going to care about winning. And so he's going to do whatever he needs to do to win. So I'm picking Texas to get to the semifinals again, but first time with the 12-team format. Then we got Ole Miss at Notre Dame. I feel like people might look at this and be like, "Oh, Notre Dame should," but like, don't be too quick to dismiss Ole Miss. Semifinals last year, Trinidad Chan was arguably the best player in the nation, depending on how you watch the game and what you value. But I think that he has a lot of potential, and he's got a lot of things that you can potential that you can work with. We'll use potential again. Potential is such a dirty, dirty word. But I think the way he played last year in the playoff, it's hard for me just to dismiss him and to think that things are just gonna not. He's just gonna not play as good or be as good. So I still got Ole Miss here, but I think that Notre Dame, their defense is going to be good. That offense is going to be good. Their run game is going to be great. Line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, they're going to be able to dominate. And so I don't necessarily think this is going to be like a shootout per se. I could just see a tighter, close, like 28, 24, 27 type game. So we got our semifinals, and our semifinals are Miami versus Ohio State and Texas versus Notre Dame. I have just been stuck, and I wanted to wait until I got live on stream before I locked myself into a pick. So, who are we going to pick? Miami or Ohio State? Well, got one brother who loves Miami. I got another brother and a dad and a whole bunch of family who loved Ohio State. Ohio State in the playoffs is just a different beast. They just are. Like, there's just something about Ryan Day just getting his guys focused and ready. And I don't care. I think the U win. I think Miami is going to win. And I think Miami is going to go back to the national championship again. Wow. Miami's going back to the national championship. All right, Texas versus Notre Dame. Oh, this one's so tough. I don't like this one. I don't like this one at all. Um, they haven't done it till they done it, right? And so if we got Mario Cristobal taking Miami to the national championship, um, that means the winner of this game, they're going to be potentially winning their first national championship with Sarkisian, Texas, and my mind is gonna go when I first start doing this. My mind is gonna go blank when it comes to names, and so I'm just gonna kind of keep going, and I'll forget. And if you want to correct me, please do in the comments. So, um, screw it. Give me Texas. They play the harder schedule. Nothing against Notre Dame's schedule, but if I have Texas getting this far, losing one game so far, and they're now playing a Notre Dame who's an undefeated. I get that. That's great. But Texas at this point has been battled. Like, so there's nothing that they're gonna come up against Notre Dame, and they're not going to be able to at least recognize or be able to handle. So Notre Dame's not going to overwhelm them. Whereas Texas, like Texas could, Manning could, like Notre Dame's defense. I don't think they're going to see anything like Manning until they face Trinidad Chambliss. So then you know what, Josh, take that back. Holy shit! So like, yeah, I don't care. Texas, Miami, Texas. Holy crap! I don't know why. I hate it. I hate Texas so much. I'm a Nebraska fan. I hate to admit that, but I'm a Nebraska fan. It's been rough for us, unfortunately. Um, But I always hated Texas when I was in the Big 12. I always hated Texas. And I'm pretty sure our last season in the Big 12, we lost to Texas in the Big 12 championship game when Bo Pelini was coaching. Can't remember if Will Compton was playing or not back then. But, like, fuck Texas. I hate Texas. But damn it, I'm picking Texas to win my national championship.